Good morning. Well, it's morning here. Good afternoon to you guys out there, wherever the hell you are in Yankee land. I know we're coming off a loss, so what could possibly go wrong today? I'm Chris Talley. This is High Anxiety. My co-host is here, Shoeless Joe Jackson. What's up, baby? What up?
What's going on?
How you doing, son?
I'm doing great.
Did you go to that game yesterday?
Sure did. The vibes were immaculate. The results were not.
Okay. Well, yeah. Look, on an otherwise dreary day, Marcus Stroman looked good. No runs. He shoved. He looked good. He had his weird thing on his head. He looked great. You know what? The offense stunk in the 2023 Yankees, but that's all right. We'll get into this a little bit. We have a good guest today, actually. My buddy who was not in Rikers Island for 25 years. He was on the good side of shit for 25 years. Corrections officer, Hank Steinbrenner's best friend. And he wrote this book called Henry and Me. And that's him. It's obviously not Hank Steinbrenner.
That is for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, but there's great stories in here. Some shit. The one guy, Steve Swindle fucked up. He should be running the team, but he couldn't keep his dick in his pants. Hank passed away, unfortunately. Henry and Me, ladies and gentlemen, Aris Salakaritis is with us. What up, Muggsy? How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, baby.
Yes, sir.
Welcome,
thanks for having me.
So,
yes, sir.
Real quick, we were talking a little bit right before we started. It was your idea to get freaking Jay-Z into Yankee Stadium and do that concert, right? And you convinced Hank that was a good idea, right?
Hank called it rap crap. He didn't think it'd sell out. And I told him this will sell out in 5 minutes. And he kept telling me, what if I add Eminem to the bill? I said, you don't need Eminem. Jay-Z will sell out the house himself. He said, well, what if I add him? I said, then you'll sell out in 3 minutes. And that's what happened. They wound up adding another show. The reason why they stressed on 2 shows is it takes 6 days to build that stage at the stadium and 6 days to dismantle it. So they're looking at 2 shows. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I think that's the fact that you convinced, Hank Steinbrenner to do Jay-Z at the stadium is pretty nice. But okay. Our fourth is here, ladies and gentlemen. Here on Ball 9, we're putting a new podcast down called The Agent and the Fan. Chris Leibel is the agent. Lou Columna is the fan, and he's a nut job Yankee fan like us. So, Lou, welcome to the show, baby. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Hey, there's Pedro. That's Aris. That's Lou. What up?
What's going on?
God, all right, the gang's all here. This is a motley crew today, baby. Holy. All right. Anyway, look, I know, and like I said, we're coming off a Yankees loss, so what could possibly go wrong with us?
Don't say that,
right?
There's a lot of things that go wrong.
Hopefully not an injury.
Oh, shit. Well, what? We already got Johnny Loizaga. Let's start there. Pedro, what happened to Johnny Lasagna? He made it an hour and a half before his arm exploded. So go ahead.
Yeah, it seems like another shoulder issue for the man. He's had shoulder injuries since the day he came out the womb. So, we spent 1 week in the season and he's already hurt. It's like death taxes Johnny Lasagna being on the IL for like a long time, like for a very significant amount of time. You could throw that, put that in the bank that he's going to spend at least till June on the IL. And then he gets to come out. It's been the same thing since 2018. So at some point he's got to reevaluate his life, right? I don't know if this pitching it's gonna work for him. Bro, your shoulder's cooked. It's gonna be a problem.
I hear Radio Shack's hiring, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's like
great pitcher, by the way. Now I'm not trying to shit
well,
on him.
It's buyer beware. This is what Yankees are great at. And I think a lot of teams are as well. And your player, right? I remember when they let Dylan Betances go, everybody's like, oh man, there's a reason why they let him go. They know him better than anybody else. I love Sevy. There's a reason why they let Sevy go.
Oh, yeah.
And so
another shoulder problem. Yeah, shoulder.
That needed to happen. By the way. That needed to happen.
Yeah.
He needed to let go.
Yeah.
Fragile, baby, fragile. The word is fragile. Fragile player.
Fragile.
That's what drives me crazy.
And let me tell you something. If we got to depend on Johnny Lasagna for the season, we're in trouble already, man. If that's what we're depending on.
I mean, he's a fire
you know
pitcher.
what?
He's great when he pitches. It's just that homie's
when
delicate.
he can throw. Yeah, he is delicate.
He's a delicate flower. You have to
It's
relax.
a very nice way to put it.
You know what?
He's a very delicate
do?
young man.
What we should do is just keep him on ice for the most of the season and have it like pull him up in like August. Like, yo, homie, show up. Now we in the playoffs. Like, show up now. You don't have to put him through the ringer like that from jump.
He's a poor man.
Get into the ring.
A
poor man's El Duque, you said?
El Duque would take a vacation during the season.
Oh, yeah.
We got this guy, and then all of a sudden, come the postseason, he's like Superman.
Yeah, the pitching version of Jim Leyritz.
Jim Leyritz.
Yeah. Well, I mean, El Duque was 63 years old. What are you talking about? You know, he had that, remember Eric Almonte? Oh my God! Remember
I am
that story?
12.
Oh yeah.
I am 12.
Yeah, I am 12. The dude has a bigger mustache than me. All right.
Looking older than Albert Pujols.
Yeah. Well, he's also 71. Yeah, it's like Joe Louis was 72 years old. It's basically that. So listen, guys,
with the Yankees.
Exactly. All right, guys. So I'm gonna ask you. Okay, so he's down. Who's stepping up? Now we know I'm not a Matt Blake guy. That's just me. I think it's all BS, but that's just me. I like Mike Harkey out there in the bullpen. That's an old school motherfucker, and he's. Harkey's my guy. He's a nice guy too. And you know, he stands out there. I don't know what he does. He turned Ian Hamilton from Shrek into a friggin' beast. This psychopath is turning into one of the best relievers in that bullpen. He looks like a friggin' serial killer. He's just like this crazy, I am Ian Hamilton. What do you think of big number 71? Dro, I'll start with you. We'll go around the horn. Is he the closer?
No, he's not the heir apparent to be the closer.
No.
I think they got their closer. They got Clay Holmes. He's not going anywhere.
Okay, that's scary.
There's like a little pocket of Yankee fans that just for some reason are not like believing in Clay Holmes, but he gets the job done. We as a Yankee fan base
spoiled. We're
so spoiled.
Yeah.
I am 36 years old. I've watched Mo pitch since I was 8. Right until I was 28, he was my closer. Like this is all I know is good bullpens and good closers. So, we gotta like get off the teat and like realize nobody's gonna be Mariano Rivera. Like Clay Holmes is doing the damn thing. Even like the last blown save that he had, that wasn't on him.
He got bit in the ass by bad defense. He got bit in the ass by bad defense.
Yeah.
It was unlikable.
What happens? He's a ground ball pitcher.
Rizzo's got to hold that damn ball too. Rizzo's got to hold that ball.
He's got to do a little better. But he's a ground ball pitcher. This is what happens: is if he gets the ground ball, he did his job. It might not get fielded or fielded correctly, but he did his job. The ball never left the infield. The ball.
No, you're right. It's like, well, yeah, great. He's a ground ball pitcher. Maybe nobody catches it, but he did his job.
He did his job. He kept the ball.
You know, if
you can win some, lose some kind of thing. But like, he's our closer. People need to just take it in. It's reality. He's your closer. Yeah. But it's okay for Ian Hamilton to come in the 7th inning and to come in the 8th inning, get some 6 outs. That'll be pretty dope. That's awesome. What's wrong with that? We have Rivera used to be the setup guy for the 7th and the 8th.
God.
So like,
and then you have Ramiro Mendoza.
Ramiro Mendoza felt like one of those
underappreciated Yankee right there. Underappreciated, underrated.
He is welcome.
I spoke to Ramiro the other day. He's doing construction.
I knew you had something like this. I was gonna say,
he must be bored.
Damn.
Working hard for that movie.
What's he doing?
Construction work. He's doing a jackhammer,
really?
The jackhammer.
Construction.
Wow. It's not waste management.
No. You know,
Yo, don't come for me, Ramiro. Don't come for me. You still got it.
I hear you guys talking about these pitches, man. And I go back to forget Mariano, man. I go back to Goose Gossett, Sparky Lyle, Ron Davis.
Oh yeah,
those guys were lights out, man. Lights out.
Big glass, Ron Davis.
Yeah. Then you rely on Clay Holmes. For me, Clay Holmes hasn't done it for a full season yet. He hasn't done it. If you're judging last year, I didn't see him make the playoffs last year with Clay Holmes.
That's not his fault.
You know, I mean, the last reliable closer they have for me, don't laugh now, Rafael Soriano.
I was going to say that. Rafael Soriano.
He was the first. Yeah, he was the first man up after that Mo.
Yeah, he was solid. He was solid.
Yeah.
Mo tore his ACL. The Yankees, Mo tore his ACL, and immediately after called up, Rafael, you want a job, bro? That's exactly what happened. And he was solid. He was super solid.
And Mo is as durable as they come. If you remember how he got hurt, he was shagging flies. Yeah, it's not like he was. Yeah. He didn't blow his arm out. He was shagging flies, and he dropped. Like a ton of bricks. So Lou, you know what? Let's get into the Yankees bullpen. Let's get into the Clay Holmes. What do you see? I mean, Houdini, David Robertson. He's not, because David Robertson knew he was going to get that out. Clay Holmes scares the shit out of me, boys. He just does. I mean, he's good. He's good, but he scares the living shit out of me.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I think, listen, man, like Ian Hamilton, I like him where he is right now, just to start off there, because a lot of these guys, and they always tell you the last 3 outs of the game aren't the same. When the pressure's on,
right? There's
only not only, but a select group of guys who can do that consistently. Can Ian Hamilton do that? Hey, we need you today. Yes. But I think if you want to build him up towards that, I don't have a problem with that. Towards, like, hey, as the season goes, hey, he's doing well. Yeah. I like our closer. To Joe's point, it wasn't his fault, the last one. And yes, he's not perfect, but when he's on, he's on. No, I didn't hear any complaints about him when he first got to the Yankees, and he was dominated. What happened in the second half, that's another story. But I think Clay Holmes is a really good pitcher. And listen, we all know this. The Yankees have a knack for getting these relief pitchers. I mean, they've become the Pirates. The Pirates are the Yankees' AAA farm team for pitchers.
This is true.
And so I feel that let him stay where he's at. He's fine. If it progresses and it becomes natural, it's a natural progression. Okay, but I like Clay Holmes as the ninth inning guy. But you need more arms, because we know there's going to be another injury. We know it. It's going to happen. It happened to Hamilton last year. You know what I mean? So it's going to happen. That's why you were mentioning Peter.
Well, there are. No, Lou, your point. There are a couple guys on the shelf too. I mean, you got Efros. Eventually, is he still on the team? And
apparently, he's still on the payroll. Yeah.
Yeah. and is Lou Trevino still there? Or did they let him go? I don't even know anymore. I can't
I
keep
think
up.
he might still be collecting checks as well.
Lou Trevino or
Let me look that up right quick.
I think they let him go.
Hey, while you look that up,
either way.
While you look that up, let me tell you something.
He's on the IL. He's on the IL.
He's on the IL. Yeah. This team is a team of storied history. For me, they should activate Ron Guidry and make him the closer. My man, I bet you can still throw strikes.
I bet he could.
Oh yeah.
Can I run down some Clay Holmes stats for you real quick?
I would appreciate if you did. Then I don't have to do anything. So
So this is from 2020. We acquired him in 2021, but I'm not going to count that. We're going to count from when we gave him the ball.
Well, he was an all-star
2022. I think he was an all-star last year, no? Something like that. Anyways.
That was the one at Dodger Stadium, and I went to that freaking game.
Oh, yeah.
All-star game I've ever seen. Because, you were there too. I was sitting there. The sun was in my face the entire freaking game. I didn't see a second of baseball.
I
sat there. I spent $300 on this fucking ticket.
Unforgiving, bro. That Sun and Dodger
I spent $300 on this fucking ticket. My nephew and my brother-in-law are sitting over there. I'm like, it's great. And all I see is sun in my eyeballs. And it was the biggest wasted $300. I went. I started eating bacon wrapped hot dogs. And I got drunk down at the hill. What are you gonna do?
Well, this is his...
Dro. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Pedro Lopez brings you Clay Holmes stats.
Clay Holmes in the last 2 seasons, 131 innings pitched, giving up 102 hits. Only 102 hits, by the way.
All right, less than a hit per inning. That's nice.
Less than a hit per inning. 137 strikeouts, more than 9 per.
More K per 9. Yeah.
43 walks in 131 innings. ERA plus of 159 with a FIP of 2.79 and a ERA collectively of 2.61. This is the guy Yankee fans don't want to close the game for. So I don't see what the issue is.
Am I saying I don't want him to close games? No, I'm just saying I'm getting a little old for for this pitter patter going on here. I mean, like I said, we're used to Mo. I'm a fan. Marty Brodeur and Mo. It was just like the door was shut on everything. And
listen, we're just like everybody else now. It's okay. It's all right. We're not up here anymore when it comes to closers. We're like here.
Hey, this guy's not right. I can't take him seriously, man. You know why? The man doesn't even have a nickname.
Damn.
Come on, man.
I mean, he's got to earn it first.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Right? You got to give him some time to earn that.
He's been there 3 years, at least called Holmes.
He don't have a nickname.
Come on, like Aaron Boone just throws an E, a Y at the end of everybody's name. Holmes.
I'm gonna call him Clay Aiken.
Exactly.
Clay Aiken is what I'm calling him.
The Clay Holmes.
Because my head is aching watching him freaking love the bases.
That was a thing on Yankee Twitter. This topic of conversation the last couple of days.
Oh, yes, that he sucked. I also saw somebody call Yankee Twitter. Somebody called Clay Holmes the modern day Mariano Rivera. Of course, he's like a 12-year-old. Come on, like that. You know what? Bring back bullying because
bullying always works. By the way,
we need to bring back bullying for these motherfuckers that literally have the audacity to say Clay Holmes is the modern day. They're like, oh no, look at these numbers. Don't look at his numbers, idiots. Go out,
use the
punch
eyes.
a breast, enjoy. Yes, just go on a date, meet some women. Because come on, God,
get on page 6. Hey, get on page 6.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, get on page 6.
Yes.
Oh, go out, do something. Go. I don't give a shit if you listen to Taylor Swift and go watch a movie.
Right.
Do something aside from being an idiot and saying Clay Holmes is fucking Mariano Rivera because he's not. He's not.
No. There's only one Mo.
But he's not.
Only one Mo.
Sorry. I told you, fucking the Yankees come off a loss. I'm getting a little fucking. I got the agita going on. Anyway, Lou, let's talk a little bit. Oh my God, I want to talk a little bit about Mike Stanton.
Wow.
Maybe he needs to change his name back, bro. Maybe he needs to change his name back. I'm serious.
I mean, listen,
what was Mike Stanton, and he was playing in Florida, not even Miami, just the Florida Marlins. He was hitting the shit out of the ball. He's hitting 340, fucking winning me fantasy championships.
To be fair, he did hit 59 home runs as Giancarlo in the MVP.
He did, and then
for the Marlins,
he did it. But I know, and that's a big park, man. I don't know if you guys have ever been down there. Joe, I know you were there at that Dominican game, like I was. Yeah, that was crazy. And I thought, not for nothing, that game was great. But when the Dominican came back and hit that home run in the bottom of the 7th,
it was a party the entire time.
I thought I was sitting next to a guy fucking dressed as a damn plantain. It was awesome.
Shit was a party.
And then the guy brought out the vuvuzela. It was crazy, but I thought the whole upper deck was going to break. But listen, anyway, Lou, I'm going to ask you about one Mr. Giancarlo Michael Cruz fantastic supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Stanton.
I have mixed feelings about Stanton, man. I got to be honest. When they got him, I understood why they got him. I was really a fan. The first year, it's always hard. I mean, you can ask A-Rod. That first year is really hard. You get. I mean, listen, you're coming from the Marlins to the Yankees, so I understood that.
Yeah.
Injury bug, it drives me crazy. It drives me and listen, Cashman wasn't wrong when he said what he said this winter. He was not wrong.
It was kind of a shitty thing to say in public. Yeah.
Well, listen, that's why
he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. You're right. You're right.
It is what it is, man.
He doesn't sugarcoat it. Listen, he treated Jeter the same way. Remember that when his contract was up.
Yeah.
Hey, go out and test the market. You know what I mean? So I've grown less content with him the last couple of years because for me, this is a guy who hasn't adapted, right? A lot, and they always tell you have to adapt year to year. It doesn't matter who you are. Year to year, you got to adapt. And I feel like you can put it on the bank. If he gets that slider out and away, he's gonna swing. I mean, that's a given. Like I don't even have. I can close my eyes and see it. So that part of it is frustrating. With that said, though, when he's on a hot streak, I mean,
there's better.
Nobody better. Yeah,
there's
you're
few
right.
better.
When he
exactly. Now listen, he had a horrible year last year. We don't even need to go through the numbers that were bad. It's the same thing. Like I don't think, like Rodon, for example, Rodon had a 6 ERA. Rodon is not a 6 ERA guy. We know that, right?
That is the floor.
No, I know.
That is now the floor.
Listen, if he ends up at
bottom.
3.5,
that was 4.
No, but I'm saying like he's not as bad as he showed us this past year. We know that. You know what I'm saying? Now, where is he in the levels? I don't know, but he's not a 6 ERA guy. Stanton is not a 191 average guy.
Exactly.
So he's gonna get. And the thing is, we don't need him, to be Stanton from the Marlins. And the biggest mistake is you batting him 4th, bat him 5th, even maybe 6th. That's my biggest thing.
Drop him down a little bit.
6 sounds about right.
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta have Volpe and Torres in front of him.
Yeah,
granted, I understand that's 3 straight righties in a row. But
with Volpe, again, this goes back to what we were just talking about earlier. Like, let him grow into that position. Don't throw him in there at leadoff, for example, and then expect what he's doing now.
I think you can absolutely do that.
I disagree with you, Lou. I disagree. I think
yes, I disagree too.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you. See, we all disagree with you, Lou.
Hey, what's Stanton?
I was talking to my buddy about this. If he would have started the season,
Volpe, we're talking about
with a 179 average, right? We'd be saying, "Oh man, you got to put him down." That's not to say. But by the way, that's not to say that I want him there, but I think it should be something where he builds up to that, where I can try. I don't know. Listen, I think he's going to be a great player, but I don't know if I can say I 100% without question trust him after 7 games.
I'm gonna butt in on you, Lou, a little bit. I'm gonna butt in right here. It is funny. I was talking to John Flaherty Tuesday. He came on, my other show, and we got into Volpe, and he just couldn't shut up. I mean, he was just so excited about Anthony Volpe, and like him and Austin Wells, he just couldn't. John Flaherty, I've never heard John Flaherty so happy talking about anything. Everyone talking about the beers and leaving the Oakland clubhouse, but that's a different story. But he was, I mean, like Volpe is he's an Italian jersey guy like me. Dro has a great name for him.
MAGA boy.
Yes, so he's our MAGA boy. But he's I don't know, man. I think he's taken that next step. And I like what Flaherty said. It's like, he has rookie year. People forget he only played 18 games at AAA. 18. That's it. He went from AA to fucking shortstop New York Yankees. That's kind of nuts. So I think he's settling into it. I could see him as a leadoff hitter. He's got the speed. He could be disruptive on base paths. Aris, let's talk. I know you know. I know for some reason you're going to give me a Ricky Harrison story, but
listen, man.
Real quick.
The reason why they got Stanton is because Derek Jeter told the Steinbrenner brothers, "I'm going to pick up the first 2 years of the salary." He paid most of the salary. That's why they got him. Now, when this motherfucker came to town, he wasn't no Reggie Jackson. Reggie came to town and went right to Studio 54. You know what I'm saying? Made page 6 every day, the gossip pages. This guy here, as soon as he came to town, you know what he needed to do? Go out with Cardi B. That's it. That's it. That would have just gave him that magnitude, and then he would have flew with it. But this guy here, my man, the Yankees got no balls. Release him today. Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
Money to eat, man.
Because see, you're talking about streaks, right? What Payton's got $30 million to hit in streaks? Come on, man. You might as well kept Joey Gallo if you're gonna do that, man.
Whoa. Let's not get too crazy. Let's not get too crazy.
You knew it was gonna get out of hand.
Yeah, I know. I told you, coming off a loss, this is gonna happen. Joey Gallo is an Italian that I don't claim. We leave him on the. It's probably his Polish half, or his Russian half. Gallo, oh my! He hit 2 home runs the other day, and everybody was shitting their pants. And it's like that's his streak for the year. Two home runs in one day against some scrub. Yeah. Oh God, the Joey Gallo experiment, Aris. I had successfully forgotten about that, so thank you for reminding me of the Joey Gallo experience. But okay, so Aris, you remember Ed Whitson, obviously. Remember the Ed
Whitson, Billy Martin's buddy.
It's Ed fucking Whitson. Eddie Lee, baby. Eddie Lee. But okay, so let's talk a little bit about these guys that can't play in the pinstripes. I've spoken to enough guys that play for the team. Everybody's like, oh, these pinstripes really are heavy. And it's true. It actually, it means something to these guys. You put that uniform on, you come in, there's a target on your back. Everybody's out to get your ass. Everybody knows. So we saw it with Sonny Gray. We definitely saw it with Frankie Montas. Oh my God. Joey Gallo couldn't hit it. Joey Gallo. Is there, and do you think, and I'm very curious, fellas, do you think Carlos Rodon, I don't so. I to lose point earlier, I think you're going to play to the back to your baseball card eventually. I think Rodon is going to be good, but do you think maybe he's a little bit of that heavy pinstripes on him? You think maybe it's a little bit all in his head that he's screwing up? Lou, I asked Dro to come to this one game. It was game 161 last year. I was in Kansas City. It's when Rodon gave up 10 runs without a fucking getting one out.
Right.
I was it. It's like, I'm like, all right, well, I'm glad I got cheap tickets. And I walked around and, I saw the stadium. But do you think Rodon has that a little bit? I think maybe a little mental with them.
I don't think that he has anything. I think he's a guy who just never got off the mat last year. Starting in spring training.
I think he was hurt. I think he was hurt all year.
He was for sure hurt.
Yeah, and then there's also that thing of like you wanting to prove yourself, right? And then maybe you're not feeling great, but you're still going to take the ball because there's a lot of variables. Listen, I go back to the Barry Bonds, Greg Maddux free agency, right? Yeah. When the Yankees were after them, and I've said this then, and I've said it to every single Shohei Ohtani, another one. If you don't want to be here, I don't want you here because you're never going to be the best version of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so if Ohtani didn't really want to be here, then I don't want you because then you're not going to be the guy that we want you to be. And it has nothing to do with, you live in Kansas or you're from New York. It means nothing, man. We've seen a lot of New Yorkers here fail. And you got Andy Pettit from Texas, small town, who thrived. Mm-hmm. You got to have balls to play here. You know what I mean?
Yes, balls. You're allowed to say balls on this show, Lou. It's fine.
You got to have thick skin.
Particular fortitude.
I'm not a guy who boos, to be honest with you. But when you're playing in New York, when you're playing in Philly, when you're playing in Boston, you got to show up. Right? And I'm not going to.
Baseball's a different fucking animal, baby. Northeast
sports,
different fucking animal.
Northeast sports. It's the same. It's the same kind of fan.
So these guys, these players who've come and gone, through the system, they haven't been able to play here. Goodbye. You know what I mean? Like,
more power to you. Adios. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. That kind of thing.
Honestly, it does not matter to me the name of the person, because if you can't play here, you could be Barry Bonds. I don't know if Barry Bonds would have been Barry Bonds playing in the Bronx with how prickly he is with the media.
We'll never know. Yeah,
that motherfucker would absolutely be Barry Bonds still.
No.
Let me tell you something. If Barry Bonds was hitting with that short porch, he might have 800 home runs.
No. Listen, he wasn't going to hit 250, but there's a certain, and this is what I say. There's a certain kind of player that can play in New York.
It takes testicular fortitude, as Jordan. Yeah,
you're mentioning Jim Leyritz, the king. You know what I mean? Like, Jim Leyritz thrived in New York. We had Ruben Sierra. Remember Ruben Sierra, who was like, all they care about
Sierra, baby.
Like, shouts to Ruben Sierra and his pimp jobs, his epic pimp jobs. I love those.
Oh, and that chain in like, he was Ruben Sierra's bad motherfucker.
Although
Aris, for some reason, I have a feeling of Ruben story, and I don't know why. Go ahead.
I gave him $20 on Wednesday.
I
do. Yeah, he ain't doing too good financially, man. He was too giving.
Is he down in Tampa now? Is it
too giving?
He gave it away. He gave everything away.
He's a nice guy, man. He took care of everybody. And it came back to bite him, man.
At the end of the day,
he asked me for $20 the other day for gas.
Damn. Are you shitting me?
I'm telling you.
I was only half kidding when I said you had a Ruben Sierra story.
I was honored. Yeah, hey, I was on. He said, "Can I borrow? Keep it, bro. I'm honored. A major leaguer asked me for money." Yeah.
You have a Danny Tartable story?
Danny T.
I know you do.
Danny T.
Come on, you got a Tartable story.
You know what? I'm surprised the Yankees never told him to roll his sleeves down back then. They're telling this kid Vergara to take his chain off, right?
They're scared.
He's only allowed to wear one chain, but Danny was allowed to roll his sleeves up.
They were scared of Danny T.
Danny Tartable, wow.
He's a bad motherfucker. All right, you know what? How about Bam Bam Mullins? I don't know why he just came into my head.
Oh, he couldn't take the analytics, man. They had him as a hitting coach a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Analytics took over. He said, "I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Hey, same thing happened with Sean Casey, man. Don't let that fool you. That he had to go home because of take care of his daughters. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Analytics, baby. Guys that never played baseball are telling him the way it goes. He's like, "Oh no, I got to get out of here. I'm gonna hurt somebody."
Yeah. He was supposed. He got an interview for the Yankee job, the manager job when it was open after Girardi. Mullins. He was interviewed to be the Yankee manager.
Multiple World Series champion, man.
Yeah, and if he could have survived as a hitting coach, imagine if he was a manager. Right.
You know something? Then he wound up being the hitting coach for the worst manager in baseball history, in Gabe Kapler out there in fucking San Diego. Sorry, ladies. I know you think he's good looking, and maybe he is, but he's the worst manager I've ever seen.
Yeah,
he's a good looking dude. He is a looking dude.
He'll fuck you up, man.
He'll slap you like he'll slap you with a glove and challenge you to a duel, Lou. That's what he'll do.
He's the type of dude that definitely lives in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, for sure.
He wears the beanie hat.
The beanie hat, glasses.
He's one of those motherfuckers that'll move into what's now what used to be just Bushwick and now it's Williamsburg. Yeah, that's that guy.
Gabe Kapler for sure.
And he wears leggings. And he goes and he drinks kombucha. That's what I got.
Absolutely. He just came back from Pilates right now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with Pilates. I love Pilates. Nothing wrong with Pilates.
Gabe Kapler doing Zumba. Oh my God! I don't know why that's funny.
Zumba, damn.
Zumba, yes. You remember those old sweatpants? What were those sweatpants in the 80s? Zubaz. Remember those freaking things? Like with like the tiger stripes on them and shit? I can see
Joey Buttafuoco used to wear them.
You see,
The Joey Buttafuoco sweatpants.
Wore Zubaz. It's true. Yes. Exactly. Those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Only time he took them off was when he had Amy Fisher around him.
Wow. That ended well. She seems nice. Amy Fisher, you seem nice.
An Amy Fisher reference. I had that on my bingo card today.
All right. So apparently, I just saw news. I guess Shane Bieber went down. His shoulder blew out. Everybody was talking about bringing him in, down for the count. Somebody else went there. Loizaga went down. Is it Spencer Strider? Did he go down too?
Yep.
Well, he's getting an MRI on his elbow.
That's never good.
You know what we need?
His elbow is barking.
You know what we need? We need this. This is what we need, boys. Spider Tech. See?
You're saying they're gripping the ball a little bit too tightly now without the tack.
I'm saying it's not tacky. These guys are blowing their arms out, and now I get this off my friggin' hand. That's what I'm saying. But look at this. Oh, Christ. Okay.
Boy, Jericho will love you, man.
The wife is not going to love you.
Jericho will love you, man.
Yeah, I know. But so anyway.
Why can't I use my Spider Tech? It's ridiculous.
Bring back the
Tyler
Spider
Glasnow.
Tech.
That was Tyler Glasnow. Yeah. Seriously, bring it back. Because
bring it back.
Something.
Give me the best version of my damn ace.
You're making these guys. You're getting these chase velo. You're making these guys throw max effort on every damn pitch. And then if there's a guy on base, wow, let's make the pitch clock shorter. So there's actually no recovery time for these guys.
Yeah, that's another conversation. MLB rules.
That's the conversation for now. No, Lou, that's the conversation right now. Look at this. See?
Let's go.
Whatever. Again, Lou, everybody's blowing their arm out. They're chasing velocity. It's going to happen. And we see Cole. Thank God Cole knows his body the way he knows his body. And he caught that shit before, he needed a new arm. But again, Lou, let's talk a little bit about this. I can't get this shit off my hands, guys.
No, listen, I agree with you, man. This, the arm injuries. I mean, it's become an epidemic now. I mean, you already going to know every year there's going to be X amount of players. They went from an innings limit to a pitching limit. Why weren't these injuries here before? Right? You let these guys pitch. This drives me crazy.
You let them throw.
We're supposed to be, the most well-conditioned athletes in the world now. They have all these things, but they can only pitch 5 innings. That drives me crazy.
100 pitches is the magic number.
15 outs. Imagine that, 15 outs.
That's it.
And
give me the ball, man. Give me the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Nolan Ryan was onto something some years back when he was the GM of the Texas Rangers, where he was letting his
with the Rangers, right?
Yeah, he was letting his pitchers.
That's a great point, Lou. That's a great point.
And that, the Braves pitchers, they will tell you, they threw between starts. They long toss between starts.
The big three, like Hudson. Yeah, those. Yeah.
Listen, even Steve Avery, who
oh God, what a rotation! And they had Leo Mazzoni as the damn pitching coach.
Leo Mazzoni,
doing this remember that? He was sitting there doing this like a psychopath.
Sometimes these guys, I feel, they're a little bit too smart for themselves, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that to me is, I mean, listen, I can go down a laundry list of MLB rules. The ghost runner on second drives me fucking bonkers.
Oh, I love that shit. I love that shit.
I want to see those pictures.
Drone's just being contrary, motherfucker.
Love that shit.
Listen.
It is in May 22nd. I'm not trying to see no 16 inning fucking.
Wait, here's the thing though,
where motherfuckers can't even fucking score because everybody wants to hit a home run, bro. We got work in the morning. Man.
Isn't that a bigger problem,
man?
Wait a second. May.
There's 162 games.
But listen,
it's for the regular season. The whole point of extra innings or overtime.
If you go back,
it's to induce a result. It's to induce a result. And that's what it does. You put a ghost runner at second. You put a ghost runner at second.
I disagree.
You're trying to get a result. It's a regular season game, bro. We're trying to see who's going to win. We gave you 9 innings. You couldn't figure it out. Now let's try to get something to go.
The problem with MLB,
but they can't bring in the fake runner. Now it's like, I mean,
but both teams get the chance. If you can't score from second with nobody
else,
you deserve
it favors the home team. It favors the home team, right, Lou? I mean, because you know what? It
scores from second with nobody out. You don't have to.
The home team can sit there and play small ball and try and bring this guy in. Like,
never does.
You have
they never do.
Pitcher, but they don't because
they never lay down that bunt.
Bunting. No, because fucking everybody's too goddamn smart for their own good in baseball. That's the problem right now. That's the absolute problem. Now, guys are getting hurt left and right. Fucking, you got ghost runners that we're yelling about. Okay, that's great when we play wiffle ball, but not when I'm fucking sitting there watching a goddamn Major League Baseball game.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
If it's so great, I'm saying if it's so great, then
why? If it's so great, why do they keep tweaking everything, trying to change
don't
everything?
Put it in the postseason. We don't need that in the postseason.
That's my point.
Okay, no. I agree. It should not be in the postseason, but it should be in a regular season.
The point
is, Little League bullshit.
You can't bitch and moan about these pitchers dying on the hill.
I can or I will.
And then you want them to pitch 17 innings, and then you got a game.
I don't want him to pitch 17 innings. You got 13 pitchers on your roster. You got a 4-man bench. You got a 4-man bench. Right? That's it. You got 13 pitchers on your roster. Somebody can't throw 3 fucking innings?
You can't go.
Once every 1 month that you go 15 innings? Once a month? Come on.
They got some stupid rules now. You can't tell me they make a rule that, hey, if you play past 15 innings, then you can bring up X player for X amount of time. They make up these rules as they go.
That's sports. That's what happens.
That's
just sports.
Even if you think about it, it's overreaction. It's an overreaction to this because before this came into play, there weren't 25, 16 inning games a year. You had, there was some outliers that you had.
Every now and again, it happens.
Yes, and listen, you ask a Met fan, that 21 inning game in Atlanta. Like up to like 4 in the morning.
The pitcher hit a home run. The pitcher hit a home run to end it. Yeah, there's like fireworks.
We're still getting 13 inning games. With the ghost runner. You're still getting 13, 14 inning games.
So maybe inherently it's wrong. Maybe that's inherently a wrong fucking. So whatever they're doing is not working. I'm sorry. Okay. You got brought up pitch limits, 100 pitches, boom, 15 outs. Aris, you said 15 outs. I talk to Louis Tion a lot, and when I talk to Louis, he hates this shit. But let me try and imagine that. Let me try and do my best Louis Tion impression about this. And I don't know if I can do it, but I've spoken to enough. I think I can get this. Ready? Chris, these motherfuckers, they don't throw. I used to throw. I play weak ball. I go to Cuba. I go to Venezuela. I play everything.
That's pretty fucking good.
You throw weighted ball. Don't do weighted ball. These motherfuckers, they don't run. They don't run. My day, we run, push up. I throw ball every day. These guys, pussy. Sorry, that's my Louis and Tion.
These guys,
it's getting good.
These guys,
spot on.
These guys, they're pussy, man.
But at the same time,
I love talking to Louis Tion because he's fucking right. And this is a guy who in 1960, mind you, put up like a 1.4 ERA, and the only reason he didn't win a Cy Young was because Denny McClain won like 31 games.
Yeah.
Okay, I love Louis Tion, man. I'm gonna get him on the next show just for out of spite.
Hey, Aris, what we don't talk about when we got old. I just want to say I respect the shit out of the old time players. That's first and foremost, right?
Yeah, different
See what it
game,
is,
brother.
man.
That's
It was
really
a
all it
different
is.
game.
It's
So,
a different game.
check this out. As much as they did all that shit in the back, but here's the difference. Back then, we were doing all that shit, and they fucked at their arm. Guess what? Your arm was just fucked up, and you were done. They can fix your shit now.
Tommy
and
John,
now
and they pull a fucking
they
ligament out of a cadaver, and they just now there's a surgery named after you.
There you go. They fix your shit now, so now you got an extended career, but there's a trade off.
All right, well,
you can't be doing all the shit that you did to do what you do.
No, you're right. You're right. You know what? You're right. And you know, I mean, look at a guy like Sandy Koufax. You know, I mean, his peak was so high, but he didn't have the modern medicine. You know, he didn't have Dr. Frank Jobe. You know, did not do that on Tommy John yet. You know, I would love to see guys like that, you know, with today's medicine and you know, today's training practices. And I'd love to see what a guy like he could do. But at the same time, I'm out, I guess. Wow.
But
hi. Oh, there I am. But I would love to see that. Oh, really?
No,
shit, I didn't see myself. Nobody wants to see me anyway. I'm going to go to Aris and talk about injuries. Aris, you're a young man in your early 30s, right?
Thanks, bro. I love you.
Aris is younger than me, baby.
I'm on Social Security right now.
You're living in Florida, motherfucker. But it's you know what? No, talk about pitching and you know, I mean, you still play in leagues.
Yeah.
Don't you play in like 3 leagues there?
I'll tell you exactly what the problem is. Like these injuries. You see these fucking pitch limits? These pitch limits.
Yes.
Let these guys wear themselves out and then get ready 4 days later to do it again. Because see, the problem is they take them out early and they're still strong 2 days later. So by the 4th day, they're trying to throw 100 miles an hour because they weren't worn out from the last start. My man, what is this rule? 100 pitches. What's your, for instance, Stroman yesterday? You're telling me
magic number.
His arm would have fell off if he would have went one more inning? Come on, man. Stretch that one more inning, 3 more rounds.
And you know he didn't want to come out. Well, that was just the dumbest thing in the world.
Hold on.
Kevin Cash coming out. All right. Oh, we got Dro here. Hold on. Dro's the young buck here. So I don't know. Dro's the young guy. We're gonna go. You know, we're a bunch of old fucks, so we're gonna listen to Dro real quick.
So you wanted to throw more. You wanted to throw more than just pitch. Just keep pitching. But like what 5 minutes ago we were just saying how these injuries with the pitch clock and all that shit. So they're getting hurt more if they don't have enough time to recover. But at the same time, we're saying that we should come back
things. However, Dro, here's the thing. No.
It's a lot of contradictory stuff.
At these Hall of Famers, every year, 300 innings
stuff. You wanted to throw more, but they don't have enough time to be
throwing more not necessarily equate to pitch clock and that kind of shit. That's a different rule instituted that's hurting pitchers more than helping them. It is. Pitch counts hurt them. I mean, throwing more is, you know what, on your off days, you're doing sessions, you're throwing long toss. These guys aren't even throwing long toss anymore. No. Long toss is now like 75 feet. They're not even fucking throwing long toss. Right. So here's the thing. When you're talking about throwing more, it's not in game. And they're making the situations in game harder on these guys and blowing their fucking arms out because they're babied from the minors on up. You know, this unsustainable bullshit that 100 pitches as being some magic number. It makes no sense. What the hell's 100 pitches? Your arm doesn't know. You're not supposed to throw.
I've always wanted that myself.
100? Come on.
I always wanted that myself.
It's the dumbest fucking thing to me. And pitchers are dropping like flies, and we're seeing it. And it's the chasing velocity. It's this babying and coddling of these fucking pitchers. And you're seeing the top flight starters in the game go down now for the year, which is the worst possible thing Major League Baseball can have. Where it's like, it's a pitcher league. It's a pitcher league. Really? They're all fucking dead. Take that. Sorry.
Hey, Pedro. The World Series 1975, Louis Tiant. His second start. He threw a shutout his first start.
Yeah.
His second start.
Game 7. Game 7.
He won the game 5-4. You know how many pitches he threw? No, not game 7. The one before that, game 4, I think it was. He threw 100.
Game 2. Oh yeah, the second game.
Yeah, he threw 174 pitches, man. 174.
Yo, listen, David Cone
came out
threw like 150.
David Cone
threw like 150.
Exactly.
He threw 150 something pitches
throwing
against
his fucking
Seattle,
Laredo,
and then the
too.
motherfucker came back. And then he came back the next spring and found out I got a whole ass aneurysm on my fucking arm.
No, you know what happened, man?
For him.
That motherfucker didn't do shit on winter,
that was
man.
gonna happen, man. I'm not saying, David. I'm not saying there may have been some extenuated circumstances with David Cone, but we know it did. You know, Dwight Gooden and the Mets. Just saying. I love Coney. I'm sorry. I'm not putting anything bad out there. And
Shouts to David Cone, by the way. Love that man.
Something bad was gonna happen anyway. But dude, well, Lou, you remember? What about CeCe when he got traded to Milwaukee? Remember that?
Right.
And he would go out every 2 days. Brought him to the friggin', got him to the playoffs. He was going out. He's throwing 150 pitches a game. He's like, I want the ball. I mean, like, these fucking guys want the ball. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look, remember that about
CeCe?
And CeCe?
They want the ball.
He was the last great favorite free agent pitcher to come to the. I mean, Cole, obviously, but before. Oh God, CeCe Sabathia. Does he get in the Hall of Fame, fellas? I'm going to start with you, Aris. Does he get in the Hall of Fame?
Hell fucking no, not for me. He's won 20 games one time. One time. His last 9 years were
Black
whack.
Ace. There's that.
His last 9 years were whack, man. You look at these numbers hitting 4 innings his last 3 seasons. Am I right?
All right.
Nah. So and then when he retired, he decided to get in shape. He decided to get in shape after he retired.
Some guys pitch better than
that man was straight ass when he lost weight and pitched.
That's that. He showed up skinny and he sucked, and then he just got fat again. All right. So Aris, you're a no. Wait, we got you there. I'm gonna go around the horn. Lou, the CeCe Sabathia make the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he does.
Hell
he
no.
makes a Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I think so too.
Woo! Woo!
I thought you were gonna keep going about CeCe.
Listen,
come on, give a CeCe story. I can't just sit here looking at you like that.
It speaks for itself. You know, he won a World Series. He won a Cy Young. He was a great pitcher. Yes, of course. I mean, listen, we can go down the laundry list of these guys who are in now that are less than CeCe who are in. So if they're in, you got to put CeCe in.
I 100% agree.
Let me ask you something.
Dud in.
Let me ask you something. Is David Cone a Hall of Famer? In your opinion, should he be in the Hall of Fame?
Who?
I think so.
Right. Now, who's going to happen in Game 7? David Cone or CeCe?
Hall of Famer?
Coney, of course.
He's
all right.
He's not.
All right, listen. David Wells or CeCe?
He's just below Mike Messina.
That's his fault if he gets in and does it.
This is true. See now, Cone to me is like he's right below Mike Messina. He should get consideration, and maybe the Veterans Committee might bring Cone in. But I mean, he's not like, you know, the Hall of Fame has changed since we were kids, fellas. I mean, it really has. I mean, it's like, back when we were kids, and it's like, all right, you see George Brett coming up to bat. You knew you were watching a Hall of Famer. You know, Tony was coming to bat. I'm seeing a Hall of Famer here. You know, Goose Gossage would come out of the pen. He'd come out of that little fucking Toyota thing, the pinstripe Toyota that would come out from the pen. So, you know, we're sitting at the game. It's nice, you know. So
Pablo,
he came out.
When you went CeCe,
he was a Hall of Famer. I don't know if Cone is that. I just don't. I think he's a really intelligent guy. I think he got the makeup, but his numbers fall short. Dro, I'm going to go to you because why the hell not? You haven't said anything in a while.
You know, it's crazy. So I love these topics of Hall of Famers. Like, we can have this conversation for a lot of people, and I could talk about it for days.
Hey, we'll do it again.
I love it. I love these conversations. But what the numbers say and what the perception is. Since you guys watched David Cohn's entire career. I did not.
Watch his whole career.
I watched towards the end. I watched towards the end. But I watched CeCe's entire career. You put both of those numbers together, like side by side.
Close.
The funny
Very
thing
close.
is close. Like there's a lot of there's numbers that suggest that David Cohn has better numbers than CeCe in some areas.
Yeah.
But they're
CeCe
very
was
close.
a lefty though. That lefty
was a lefty,
helps,
and
being a lefty helps. Yeah.
And here's where the perception comes in, is he was an ace for a very long time. For a very long time for two different teams.
Yes.
And people are not going to forget that 2008 run.
Three teams.
Milwaukee.
Cleveland,
Milwaukee.
and the Yankees. Yeah.
They're not going to forget that for that half a season. But the perception is a lot of things. So, but if we take the collection and then body of work of both pitchers, they're like, they look kind of similar. The ERA plus for CeCe is 116 for his career. The ERA plus for David Cohen is 121. 21%. 21% better than.
Right.
And what's the ERA for Louis Tiam?
Yeah.
What's the ERA for Louis Tiam?
What was he? Yeah.
What's your man? I'll give you another one. Tommy John.
Tommy John pitched for like 50 years, so that kind of
because
like
6 arms.
Louis Tiam had a ERA plus of 114.
That's it.
114.
That's strange to me. Seems like it should be higher. Anyway,
well, the last few years of his career.
I'm sorry,
just,
Louis.
Last 4 years.
Last few years of his career, he pitched for the fucking Yankees.
But in these kind of conversations with Hall of Fame, you got to take the peak of every player that we're talking about.
Exactly.
Compare
the
Hall of Fame type years, and then see how long they did it for. A lot of things take into account. Like to Chris's point, when you see George Brett, you know you was watching the Hall of Fame.
Right.
When you saw Jeter, you knew you were watching Hall of Fame. There's certain players.
Great example.
Yeah.
Mariano.
Right. You know you're watching a Hall of Famer. But in some instances, you got fringe players that are borderline. And the funny thing is, I don't really believe in borderline. I'm a small Hall kind of guy. If I'm looking at a Hall of Fame player, if I see a Hall of Fame player, you're a Hall of Fame player. Like, if I have to think about it, you're probably not a Hall of Famer.
Right.
That's the way I judge Hall of Fame.
Great point.
If I had to think about it, if I had to pause and think about it, you're not in. To me, you're just not in. That's what I think about David Cohn.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I haven't seen Louis Tiam, so I can't speak on him. But I got his numbers. That's all I got. I don't have the perception.
Oh shit, Lou just disappeared. Well, listen, fellas, it's been an hour. I think we got to get out of here. It's been an hour. We've annoyed people for an hour. And
Lou had a little Irish accent there. Right?
Yeah, I'm out, motherfuckers. You'll see him Wednesday game. You'll see him Wednesday at the game. He's coming. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, we could do this all day. We could now start talking Hall of Fame. Jesus. But I want to thank all you lunatics who sat here and watched this thing. Let's get a final thought from you guys. Let's start with Aris. Give me a final thought on the Yankees. What do you got? Talk to me, Goose.
Let me tell you something, man. They're throwing millions of dollars in payroll, and they're relying on analytics. Analytics does not win ball games, man. It does not win ball games. You got to go by the gut. Let Aaron Boone manage. That motherfucker been there for almost 4 years. I guarantee you he has not written one lineup. Because who the fuck would bat Judge second all those years? And let me give you one fact.
I would.
All right, you will.
I would.
The year he hit 62 home runs. The year he hit 62 home runs. Yeah. How many solo home runs did he hit that year? Take a guess.
Whose fault is that?
Why you batting him second? Leadoff guy makes up.
You want to know why I'm buying him second? I'm gonna tell you why he's buying him second. Because I want his ass to fucking
get more at bats. You get more.
It's that simple. If you get more at bat, like if you look at the grand, check this out. You're thinking about it. You're thinking about it as a game by game situation. You think about it as a game situation. I'm thinking about it as 162. You give him 100 more at bats or 100 more plate appearances. You're getting more.
Your
production
odds are better.
Guy.
Shohei Ohtani would bet on that motherfucking shit. Our show would put money on that shit.
Yeah, we could.
This is a conversation for next week.
Let that be a conversation.
Definitely.
I'm down.
Well, next week I'm gonna be in New York. I'm gonna be fucking hanging out with you at the goddamn game, Charles. Jesus.
There we
All
go.
right, you know what? Maybe we'll do a show from the game. Lou will be there. Aris will be there in spirit.
Got some brews.
Yeah.
So, you know. And I gotta go.
Dude, it's free beer and food, baby. Come on. So anyway, next week we're gonna be at Yankee Stadium. We're gonna be doing some shit. I'm flying out of this desert hellhole for a little brush. So I'm gonna contaminate your area once again on the 4 train. So listen, Aris, Jesus, thank you for coming on, brother. I mean, like, this is like every phone call we've ever had. You just yelling at me about like Reggie Jackson. Hey, by the way, have you talked to Willie Randolph lately?
Really scared of me. That's another story.
I know it's a story for another day.
Willie,
I love Willie.
You're gonna have to circle back.
We will.
We're gonna have to circle back.
I still think Willie Randolph should be the manager of the Yankees, but that's neither here nor there. Not
Don Mattingly should be manager of the Yankees.
That poor bastard. How about Don Mattingly with the white hair and shit? He looks like Jesus, and he's like walking around looking like Toronto Jesus. So listen, gentlemen and ladies, and everyone in between, whoever the hell's watching this. Aris Salakridis was here. Thank you, buddy. We'll see you next time. You do this again, right?
Definitely,
Pedro
man.
Lopez, my co-host, my man. And we got a lot more to discuss. We never even got into your book, Henry and Me.
On Amazon. Get it on Amazon. Very raw.
Get it on Amazon. A lot of really fucking crazy stories about Hank Steinbrenner. This picture I always love. Is it you and Hank beating the shit out of each other?
Hank Steinbrenner. Oh, yeah. He used to do that a lot to me.
In any case, ladies.
Name it. How he dealt with all these guys.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's some crazy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Salakridis, my co-host, Pedro Lopez. My man, thank you for coming on. He was on the West Coast. He was up in Fresno, so we waited a little while to get to you, but he's back in Harlem with that giant denim ass behind him and some shoes. Shoeless Joe, my ass. Look at him. So listen, we will see you next week at Yankee Stadium. Maybe we'll do a show from the fucking stadium. For Pedro Lopez, for Aris Salakridis, I'm Chris Vitale. Thanks for hanging out with us. I need a shower because I feel dirty. Lou Columna just left, so that was the 4 of us. This has been High Yanxiety. Check out ball9.com. Hit that subscribe shit and do all that crap. We need all the help we can get.
Subscribe.
We'll see you later.
Like, love.
Adios, muchachos. Wait. Where's the music? Wait. Oh.
Let me shimmy.
Well, I tried to write a song. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
There you go. That's my jam for this. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, High Yanxiety.
Yeah,
let's go, Yankees. What?
Let's go right in front of that.